Let me, in fact, also join Shruti Dasgupta for her perspective on this story, foreign affairs expert. Shruti, what is the adverse impact that this shutdown is likely to have on the American economy?
Well, there's a recent report that has come out right now that has said that a daily furlough cost for something like this is going to be close to about $400 million. So every day the 750,000 workers are on furlough. This is what is the furlough cost is going to come down to the government. So, and some departments would would keep these people on a longer furlough, and the essentials one might come back to work without pay. So this is going to turn into another economic meltdown for the Trump administration to face. Trump administration faced the highest number of shutdowns, I guess, 3 in his first regime, and the longest one as well. So what I see is that it is going to throw a wake-up call to the Trump administration, telling them that they are not going to be able to continue their particular form of aggressive politics without the cooperation of the Democrats on the floor of the House. They want not just Medicaid, they want also that under the big beautiful bill, Trump had cut down the budget for public broadcasts under the payment of the government that had been cut down, and they are asking for those budgets to be resumed. So there are a large section of demands that the Democrats are saying, and this is a kind of muscle flexing moment for Democrats to show them that we may be reduced in numbers, but we still have a say in how the government gets run.
Yes, Shruti, also, how long do you believe this shutdown will last?
Well, Donald Trump is threatening to let go of people, as you have reported. He's saying that if this is the way that they want it to function, they are putting the livelihood of people on the platform and asking the Democrats that how many will you sacrifice before you actually come down to the negotiating table and act more often than not bow to what Trump is saying. So I feel this is going to be a little longer than required. The last time, the longest one was 35 days. So we can expect until at least the month of November that something like this will continue, and only essential services without being paid, and a large number of people on furlough, and a huge economic meltdown in US itself to continue.
In fact, appreciate you joining us, Shruti, with your perspective on that story. We're getting more news coming in. US President Donald Trump has defended his much criticized trade policy, saying tariff is his favorite word in the English dictionary and credited it for making America rich. He argued that many other nations had been taking advantage of the US for years, but his tariffs on trading partners have restored fairness in trade. Trump claimed that the US was making trillions of dollars under his tariff policy, money enough to buy a lot of battleships. Trump's remarks come before the Supreme Court of the U.S.'s scheduled hearing of cases brought by businesses challenging his use of emergency powers to impose tariffs in the first week of November.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? That's why one of the first executive orders I signed upon taking office was to restore the principle of merit. That's the most important word. Other than the word tariff, I love tariffs. Most beautiful word. But I'm not allowed to say that anymore. I said tariff is my favorite word. I love the word tariff. You know, we're becoming rich as hell. We have a big case in front of the Supreme Court, but I can't imagine. Because this is what other nations have done to us. And we have, you know, great legal grounds. Oh, but you still have a case. It would be very bad if something happened. But I said, my favorite word. What?
Donald Trump has defended his trade policy, Aditya, amidst, of course, threat of further court hearing.
Well, absolutely. Uday, if you see, U.S. President Donald Trump has been very, adamant in, defending his trade policies. Despite the court declaring these tariffs as invalid, repeatedly has been saying that the other countries have completely dumped, for years have been dumping their, exports into our land, and we haven't. There is a lot of trade deficit with the United States of America and between the other countries. So, this is the justification he has been taken, as far as these tariffs are concerned. And repeatedly now, the U.S. court is now very closely now, recognizing, checking the validity of these tariffs. And, people are absolutely not happy because this will promote this will lead to inflation in the United States. However, at this juncture, Trump is now, it seems that Trump is not in any mood to, give away on his tariff policy. And we could expect in the times to come that he might also significantly impose tariffs on some other countries also, which he hasn't done so. And the situation is grim at this juncture. Yes, Uday.
Well, in a fresh statement as well, United States President Donald Trump has said it would be an insult to his country if he does not receive the Nobel Peace Prize for his self-proclaimed role in ending at least 7 international conflicts. The latest claim to the Nobel Peace Prize comes a day after Trump announced the Gaza peace plan, which, if accepted by Hamas, could be the 8th war the U.S. president has claimed to have mediated. The U.S. president's latest push for the top award comes ahead of October 10th, when this year's Nobel Prize announcements will be made. Trump has long been irked by the fact that former President Barack Obama, a Democrat, won the prize in 2009. Aditya Vadavan is joining us for more on this story. Aditya, Donald Trump has made a statement on the Nobel Peace Prize. What has he said?
Well, absolutely. Uday, he has said that he has been saying that that he should get a Nobel Peace Prize because he has stopped 7 wars, and the statement that he's making now, clearly is repetitive of what he has been saying, that he is a peacemaker in the world because he has stopped 7 wars, and he should get credit for that. And in one such meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Trump himself, admitted even the Israeli Prime Minister had accepted that that Donald Trump should get now a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping these wars. And we can expect, this is a very sort of a narcissistic tendency that U.S. President Donald Trump is showing repeatedly now, day after another. So, at this juncture, it needs to be seen, where will he stop, where like he has been showering praises on himself, and it needs to be seen from here on how things unfold in this scenario. Yes, Uday, back to you.
All right. In fact, more breaking updates now that we're